Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I'm saying massive shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you all showing me here with. I am grateful, and you all are super sweet. Thank you so much. So today we'll be talking something very important, and it's about a South African man who actually called out black people. He called them out, and he actually made his point, and he was like saying that if you are a black man or and you watch some certain things happen, or you watch somebody like hit a black woman and you do not say anything, that you are trash. And a lot of people actually stitched to the video showing so much support, and the rest of it, some also disagreed with it. But then I am going to say that I think it is time we squash, like everything that is going on and like between black men and black women, because sometimes I feel like there is a little bit misunderstanding. We all can do better. We are more better when we stand together, when we fight together. I don't know how other races or other people are going to, when they see black men and black women fight over some certain things, man, that is not the way out. We can do better as group. I do not want to see all these divisions and all that going on and the rest of it. And I think some people already lost their humanity and all that, because if you are human and you have this human feelings, there are some certain things you will not want it to happen where you are, and the rest of it, right? I think whoever that hit that woman will break they should apprehend, get him, let him suffer what he did and all that, because he deserves to be somewhere where he needs to be somewhere else, right? So please, we can do better. It is horrible. uh, that knowing that black women always come through for black men, but then when it is time for black men to show up for black women, they start telling stories. I am rolling this clip. We'll come back to talk about it. Let me know what you are thinking in the comments section. So straight
Nobody was, when this man threw up the black signal, nobody was worried about their criminal record. But when it's a black woman, there's all these excuses. We were making memes about the ancestors coming back for revenge. We were getting chairs tattooed on our bodies. A black man hit a white woman with a chair. Historically, do you know how that should have gone down? And men keep on saying, why are you trying to cause this division between men and women? Can you see the double standard now? The Alabama brawl was trending for weeks because black men stood up for a black man who was being attacked. Rightfully so. I don't understand why there's all this excuses rooted in misogyny now that it's a black woman. No, actually, I do understand. It's because when it's a black man, you see brotherhood. But because it's a black woman, you see ownership. And because it's not yours, you don't want to get involved. And the truth is, to black women, whether you accept this or not, it doesn't matter. Because they've been dealing with this on their own. So just a quick recap. One of us hit a woman in the face because she didn't want to give us her number. Then a group of us watched this woman get hit in the face with a brick and didn't do anything to help her. And then even more of us justified not getting involved because it's dangerous for men to stand in the gap for women that we don't know, and we're not going to do that. Then we posted an older video of a completely different day, which was a skit of her pretending to slap a man, and then justified her getting hit with a brick in the face because it's a pattern. But at the same time, this is the gender who wants respect, who are the providers and protectors, and if it weren't for men, women wouldn't be safe. I want you to hear me from the bottom of my heart when I say this as a man. You are trash. So just a quick read about their criminal record. But when it's a black woman, there's all these excuses.
I keep seeing comparisons to the Montgomery brawl to this brick situation. And essentially, I believe there's a big factor difference like this. That man was getting antagonized and attacked for no reason, doing his job, blah, 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 right? And once again, in this situation, the guy that released the video saying, hey, she was antagonizing people, right? My situation is my solution is this, right? Which I think which it is, right? If a woman is like, oh my God, help me, like really feminine woman, help me vibe, right? That innately like invokes like the protector gene in man. Like you're literally like, oh, I need to protect this person, like out of your own risk, because it's like it's somebody that's clearly like less docile or more docile and getting attacked by somebody. But in a situation with the girl getting hit with the brick, I assume, at least if the guy's telling the truth, if there was a confrontation back and forth, you ain't gonna fucking hit me, bitch ass small, da 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 da, ugly motherfucker, and you get smacked with a brick, they're gonna be like, oh, you kind of like just ran into that brick, like you could have just not antagonized that crazy man and then dragged it. The Montgomery Brawl, dude tried to do a job to get attacked, people help him. The other situation, there was an antagonization, girl get hit, they're like, shouldn't have been antagonizing him. But now with that again, it's like I personally are trying to understand what is the difference. Like if that's not right, and if my conclusion is not right, then what is that like main factor? Is that main factor is that they're in Somali or wherever the fuck country she's in? I don't think she's in the U.S. Does that change the factor? Because location's really a big thing. You know what I mean? So what changes this thought process?
But when it's a black woman, there's all these excuses?
Y'all, this is a fire take. Go watch that video that I stitched and follow him because he makes some pretty dope content. Dr. Larry Smith, historian, his professor, entrepreneur, and so much more. If you want to know more about me, check out my page. And if you like what you see, follow me so you get more of what you see on your FYP. That part. Y'all, he is 100% correct. When the Montgomery Brawl happened, everybody was team black community working together, getting tattoos of chairs, making t-shirts of chairs, and we were all in solidarity. But as soon as a black woman cry out for help, the the response is different somehow. And he is absolutely right in the assertion that he makes when he says that it seems like if it's not your property, you're not interested. And one of my mutuals, Ari J, y'all go follow her too, because she's a beautiful black woman who does beautiful black things on this app and probably in other places, I'm sure. And in her real life, obviously, she's the real deal. Go follow her. Arijai is her name. But she said something so I thought was profound. She's like, everybody want to be the leader, but people don't realize that those who wear the crown have the heaviest head. You have the most responsibility for the upkeep of your community. You are responsible, as she said, for the success and the failure of your community. And black men, you have fallen and you have failed your community drastically. If it wasn't for black women in their work, black LGBTQ plus men and women and their work, where would the black community be? Because what happened was after the civil rights movement, y'all know, like I know, it's out there in the history books and out there for your own historical research, that they intentionally made an assault on the black community. They started to try to remove black men out of the black community, mass incarceration, the crack epidemic, so much more, right? In an attempt to squash the black community progress. But they weren't fully successful because black women, black LGBTQ plus members, and others were continually to pull the black community along. But black heterosexual men, you have really somehow missed the mark. For y'all to have a conversation about justifying why this black woman was hit, to me, is beyond anything my mama would have taught me. My mama probably would have hit me if she found out I was a man sitting in that situation, watching another woman get hit. And I'll be candid. I grew up in a domestic violence situation. I grew up in an abusive household. My dad was abusive to my mom and to all of us. And something in seeing my mom bruised or hit in front of me triggers me, even still to this day. So I know I would have some type of out of body experience if I was in the presence of something chaotic and crazy and just out of pocket like this. But it's not surprising because what I've been seeing on social media, what I've been hearing in my community is black men are displaying low value, low self-esteem and low self-worth. Yeah, many of y'all have confidence. A lot of y'all confidently get on these apps, confidently get out there in the public, confidently as celebrities, say all these asinine things, but it is nothing but a hollow, empty cave on the inside. Because if a black man cared about himself and his community, then black men wouldn't be killing black men more than any other group kills black men. Fact. If black men cared about their community, then black men ain't gonna be voting for a party, Republicans, Trumplicans, that clearly have no interest in promoting black progress. Officer Tatum, Jeff Meade, Maurice Raccoon Head Dude, and all you other black male conservatives. If black men truly cared about the black community, where are the programs? Where are the reinvestment? Where is it more than just mouths talking? See, I'm on the ground all the time. I've always been for a while and will continue to be. But when I look around, I see less and less people like me. Where are the black teachers? Black male teachers. Molding minds. Every time something comes up that y'all don't like a Lil Nas X or a man in a dress or something with someone with his nails painted or something, I'll quickly hear there's a black agenda. There's an agenda to diminish the black male. Where's the agenda talk now? It seems like there is an agenda to diminish the black male, but it ain't putting on a dress. It's agenda to diminish the psyche, the maleness of black males. It ain't got nothing to do with an attack on black men, because there are black men like myself and so many others, and trans men and others who are doing the due diligence. But the black male, there's an assault on what it means to live in that presence. Because for anybody to say that they're not going to show chivalry and help a woman in distress out, I come from a time where you were changing tires. And I don't even know how to change a tire. I would have black men changing my tire. I love y'all. I was spoiled in that way. But it was holding doors. I hold doors, opening doors, being chivalrous. We are so far from it. And then y'all make all types of excuses as to why not to be. But I don't hear hardly any excuses from these same people about what to do next, how to improve the community. And I'm yelling out loud to those black Hebrew Israelites. I'm yelling out loud to those hotels. I'm yelling out loud to the Nation of Islam. I'm yelling out loud to all y'all passport bros, yelling out loud to all y'all misogynistic, misogynoir people out there who be talking all that trash about the black community and the black man is XYZ. Where y'all at now? Because it seems like the same people who talk that trash are the same people saying that woman deserves to get hit in the face with a brick. Same people. And you know why y'all the same people? Because y'all don't have love for the black community. Y'all don't care about the black community. Y'all care to have an approximation to white male privilege, but y'all don't care about the black community as a whole. As my sister said, if you're going to be a king, be responsible for everybody in the kingdom. Be responsible for the kingdom's success. If you want to be a king. If you want to be a leader, the best leaders walk side by side. The best leaders are followers, observers, the hardest working. To me, the best manager I've had was a manager who worked harder than me at my job. So at the end of the day, Black lives will always matter. But when will Black lives matter to the majority of Black men? Because I'm sick of the excuses. Y'all make excuses for why y'all aren't progressing. Y'all make excuses for why y'all don't defend Black women. Y'all make excuses for why y'all hate the LGBTQ plus community in the Black community. Y'all make excuses as to why y'all don't do or do X, Y, Z. I'm tired of the excuses. We're all tired of the excuses. Will the real Black men please stand up? Because if we don't stand up, guess what's going to happen? Our community is not going to have many Black men. Y'all doing too much. It's time to wake up. Immediately. Yesterday, last year, 20 years ago. It's time to wake up. Black lives matter. If Black lives don't matter to Black men, then what's the point of the movement? And I'm not talking to all black men. There's some great black men where I'm one of them. I know many of them. I follow some of them on this app. I know many of them in my personal life. So I'm not talking to y'all. So y'all know who I'm talking to. I'm talking to those simps in the back, the ones with the loudest voices who always be out here talking, saying all this mess, talking all this trash, the Dr. Umars, all these other people, these black conservatives, these crazy black people who have all kinds of commentary on the black community, but the actions don't match the commentary, which leads me to believe that black lives don't truly matter to y'all. What matters is ego. What matters is fame. What matters is leadership holding, pretty much trying to have the same privilege that white males have. But you know what white males do? Despite their privilege, somehow they still manage to protect white women. So if you're truly trying to be like a white man, shouldn't you be protecting your own? I'm just saying, it makes sense to me. I'm out. Peace.
Nobody was worried about their criminal record. But when it's a black woman, there's all these excuses.
Literally, I'm in the shower and it's going off like crazy. No, not my shower, my phone. Because I have all of these sad Pookies and Ray Rays and Passport Bros and Red Pill and Kevin Samuel baby, Coke babies. Yeah. They're all in my comment section talking about lies, it's all lies. These women do not need to be protected. Yo, all of you in my comment section, like for real. Like, I guess I call every Passport Bro, every Red Pill that's on this app. And why do y'all all have the same profiles? Like no picture. If you do, you're looking weird and creepy with creepy content. And always angry. Always saying the same shit. You kind of remind me of white supremacists. I swear y'all do. I can't even. Because no other being hates a black woman more than you do than a white supremacist. That's the only person that hates us more than you. And the sisters that support you. But this gentleman who made this video is so right. Like, it doesn't matter what you say, how you say it, in what language you say it. You are wrong for not helping her. That man that put that video out, you are the cowardice black man that I've ever seen in my whole entire life. This section of black men that know who you are because I get in your booty. I say get that preparation age and get it all in there because I'm never going to give a fuck. Actually, I can't wait till some of you be pushing up roses, daisies, whatever flower that is over your body. Because at this point, since you want to stay ignorant, stay helpful, hateful, then you can spin on your sentiment. Whenever you leave a comment on my page and you one of these men, I hope that you suck the biggest, the sickest, and you know what I'm talking about. Because you are the weakest links that Angela Davis was speaking about. And it's so sad that this country was able to keep your dumb asses in this funky energy. I mean, damn. I thought you would learn something from James Earl Jones and his rhetoric against black women from the 60s. So that got to tell you how conditioned you are, how you're helping white supremacy. Yeah. You. And you know who I'm talking to. Power to the people.
When this man threw up the black signal, nobody was worried about their criminal record. But when it's a black...
Dude, it ain't got nothing to do with misogyny, okay? I'm going to give you an example of something. And I'm going to tell you, and this actually help you understand why men are not running to, protect these women. Women don't appreciate shit nowadays. Outside of friends and family, women don't appreciate shit. Started with men being chivalrous. Now, when I was younger, I was the type of dude that would hold doors open for women when I was coming out of the store. If I knew they were going in, I would hold the door open. I would make it a point to stand there and hold the door open till they got into the store. I did that one day, and the woman looked at me like I smacked her mom. Looked at me like I smacked her mom, and all I did was try to be nice. Women don't appreciate shit, so why would a man put himself in harm's way for a woman he does not know when she's not only not going to appreciate it, but might look at him like he's some kind of creep for actually trying to stand up for her or be nice to her? The fuck out of here. It ain't got nothing to do with hating women. It got something to do with men being tired of women not being appreciative, not respecting them, and being told they're not needed. If someone tells you, day after day after day after day after day that they don't need you, are you really going to keep doing things for them? Or are you going to just go, you told me you don't need me, but you know what? I'm going to do this for you. No, you're going to be like, all right, well, you don't need me. Handle your business. You might handle your business. And you're going to let them handle whatever business. Even if it includes them having to deal with a man who's trying to hurt them. Because, remember, they don't need you. That has been drilled into your head so many times that you're just, you know what, fuck it. But you don't appreciate my efforts. You don't respect me. And you say you don't need me. Why should I get involved? Why? You said you don't need no man. Handle your business. But see, women want to be able to choose the times when they do and don't need men. That's not how it works. You don't get to tell men you don't need them and then expect them to jump tough, to your defense when it comes to some other man accosting you. That's not how this shit works. That's not how it works. If you tell me you don't need me, especially as a man, if I'm walking down the street and as a man I hear it all the time, I don't need no man. Well, if I see another man trying to whoop your ass, I'm not getting involved. And I'm not getting involved because you done told me so many times you don't need a man. So at this point, I feel like you can handle it. And if you can't handle it, if you know you can't handle, defending yourself against another man, then perhaps you should not have been telling every man you met, every man you had a chance to tell who, didn't meet some bullshit standard that you have, you don't need them. Because, to my knowledge, there is no woman that can stand against the man when it comes to physical violence. So, if you want men to protect you from other men, the first thing you got to do is realize that, oh shit, I need them. I need them. Or if you're going to continue with the I don't need men bullshit, carry a fucking weapon of some sort. A blade. Get your concealed carry license. Do something. But don't go around unarmed with this I don't need men attitude and expect men to jump tough when it comes to your defense, because remember, you've been telling them you don't need them.
Because it's a black woman, you see ownership, and because it's not yours, you don't want to get involved.
Okay, when you get a chance, please go back and watch his video. He says a lot, and it is all incredibly true. What I find interesting about what he's saying is, and of course, we're talking about, the young lady getting hit with the brick. What I find interesting is this conversation about how black men don't feel like they own black women, so it's not mine, so I'm not gonna help. That's not my problem, so I'm not gonna extend myself to assist this particular person. And I just had this conversation. I've had this conversation multiple times actually within the last, couple of months with the same person who feels like every other demographic of people feels a sense of ownership over the women. And so when something happens, they come to the aid. The crazy thing about it is that black women always come to the aid of black men. Always. And we always have. but it seems, and the amount of excuses, lately, it seems that Black men are finding every reason to be cowards. I would rather be a coward than stand up for something. And my thing is, why does it have to be specifically about you standing up for Black women? Because you guys are so independent. All these really ignorant excuses for why you're a coward are they're just disgusting. I'm like, it's just really sad that your moral compass stops when it comes to Black women. Like, you can be, I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to, mind you, y'all cheered the Montgomery people. Like he said in the video, y'all had memes, y'all had tattoos, you went and bought folding chairs, you was making videos. It was all well and good. We had the bat signal, throw a hat in the air. People was coming. But when it comes to Black women, the buck stops there. It's like, we don't need to protect them. They can protect themselves. They'll be all right. That's where your moral compass stops at that point. It doesn't go any further than that. And so when we say that we are the least protected, we're not lying. It shows in the comments. It shows in the commentary that's going on. One of the men that was actually there was like, oh, she's a troublemaker. So because she's a troublemaker, I wasn't going to help her. I'm like, what? You can't be serious. Like, so you would stand around and watch somebody potentially lose their life because you feel like they're a troublemaker in a neighborhood. You're just making excuses for being a coward. That's all that is. Because any real upstanding man is not going to stand there and watch a lady get hit with a brick. They're just not going to stand there and watch that. No matter what. We're going to try to stop. Like, hey, like, he could have punched her. If he felt like she did something, he could, but he decided to pick up a weapon and hit her with it. I don't condone violence at all, but depending upon the circumstances, because sometimes you know what I'm saying, sometimes that's just what it takes. But you all are defending their actions like this is noble. This is not noble. Y'all look like a bunch of like cowardly punks. That's what you look like. I don't feel like we can depend on you. And because I don't feel like we can depend on you as Black women, when something happens in the future, kind of like when we did with white women, we told them, like, look, about the whole, Roe versus Wade, y'all got this. Y'all said, you know what I'm saying, you didn't need, go ahead, handle it. We're going to sit this one out. So when something happens to another Black man, which is inevitable, it's about that time of the year, about that time, because it's been a minute, so it's about that time. We just sit it out. We just let y'all figure it out on your own. Work it out. Because clearly, y'all know y'all don't care about us. And it shows in when something happens to us, when we are unalived by the police, when we are brutalized by the police. Y'all don't show up for us. Y'all question what we did to deserve whatever it is that happened to us. Y'all must have did something. You did something. You said something. The same thing that white people do when something happens to someone Black, especially Black men. You should have complied. Oh, well, you did something. You must have said something. It's the same thing. It's drenched in white supremacy. Drenched. Y'all should be really proud of yourselves. But just know that now we know. Because we saw it with Megan Thee Stallion, but we're really seeing it now. We're really seeing it. We're quite aware that it's us against the world. And that's just how it's going to have to be. We realize that no one's going to come and save us. No one's going to come and help us. No one's going to render aid. We are going to have to take care of ourselves. Therefore, we don't have time to take care of anybody else. That's what it comes down to. So I'm saying, Black women, when the next, Black man is assaulted, arrested, unalived by the police or some other situation where it is unjust, we just sit it out. We can offer thoughts and chairs. And that's about it. Like, good luck. And I hope that works out for you. And I'm sorry that happened. But that's what we need to do. Because they feel like they don't own us, that we don't belong to them. So, if it's not my sister, if it's not my cousin, if it's not my mother, if it's not my daughter, I don't care. You'll literally sit back and watch somebody be attacked. Yeah. It's us against the world. And it's unfortunate, but make sure you go back and watch his video though, seriously. He has some amazingly good points about this whole situation. And yeah, us against the world. Oh, and don't forget that it's Pe0ple takeover. It's the takeover time. So everyone's doing purple this time. The last color was pink. I believe it's September 8th is the day. So make sure you do your videos and take your pictures of whatever it is that you got purple. As you can see, my hair is purple, but I am a Prince fan, so I typically am going to do purple anyway. So Pe0ple takeover, September 8th. You can search for it on here and find the vendors for all Black women. We are going to support each other since no one else is going to support us.
When this man threw up the black signal, nobody was worried about their criminal record. But when it's a...
I'm usually with you with a lot of topics, but here I don't think so. There's far too many factors to consider. It could be that this is not the same people that were in that brawl. It's not the same people at all. I mean, these people could be softer. You get softer men that prefer to stay away from violence. You get people like that. You get people with short fuses like myself. I would just go into every time something comes across, I just choose violence most of the time, which is not ideal. I also don't like it. It's just somehow embroiled into my nature. I don't like it at all. But you do get people like that, and you do get people, so it could be that the people that were around that incident were people that were afraid for themselves as well, because men can be afraid. You should know that as well, because you're a man as well. I'm 100% sure you've been to cases where you're afraid. They're not obliged as well. I mean, the right thing to do is to stop it. That is the right thing to do. But the wrong thing to do is not to stop and watch if you are afraid. You see, that's not the wrong thing to do. Maybe your presence just by watching there could even scare the guy to saying, oh shit, there's people watching this. This is not lacquer. This is not right. Or it's gonna get to a point where they're gonna come for me and stuff like that. You see? So there's a lot of factors, man. I might not have listed all of them, but there's a lot of factors around intervening with something wrong that is happening. I mean, you get sometimes, let's say you're driving and a G4S truck gets attacked by these guys, these armed guys that do the cash and transit heists. The right thing to do would be to stop the crime from happening, or to try to avoid the guys from doing whatever because they're going to kill the guards. But you're going to be afraid because you don't have an AK-47 and you're not going to necessarily intervene with that. You're probably going to take a video and stand as far away as possible with your car and stuff like that. But you do get guys that have guns, or maybe have been into the law enforcement industry, and they see that and they whip out their guns and try to assist the thing. You will get guys like that. That doesn't mean that you were wrong by turning your car around and going the opposite direction because you felt like that situation is dangerous for you. As for the brawl, that was good what they did in the brawl, but it could have, even if they didn't.
This man threw up the black signal, nobody was worried about their criminal record. But when it's a black...
Exactly. Now all of a sudden when it's a black woman, oh, I got kids at home, I got this to worry about, I'm not trying to go to jail, I'm not trying to get hurt either. Just say you scared. Because like homeboy said, when it was that black man, other men saw that as a moment of brotherhood and solidarity. The double standard is just, it's crazy as fuck.
But when it's a black woman, there's all these excuses. We were making memes about that.
Double standards are so real. You guys should check out his video because he has such a solid point when it comes to it, really. But I just want to add to it that, like, the guys, like, men are so weird. Like, that guy felt comfortable enough to grab a brick and smack her in her face, not once but twice, and then stand there and wait for an Uber while she's crying on the ground for help, yelling at the other guys, and the other guys are like, well, what do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Be a fucking man. And you all talk about masculinity, this, that, and the other, fucking treat you with respect, but you have respect that can't go any way. And then you think about the Montgomery Brawl. You know how many guys jumped in to help an old guy, but you can't, not for a woman, not for a woman?
When this man threw up the black signal, nobody was worried about their criminal record. But when it's a...
Y'all want to know what's killing me? That y'all trying to pin this on us American black men. We ain't even do that. Them folks is Somalian. And I saw a video last week of a Somalian dude saying they not black. So it wasn't us.
There are so many stitches to this video, but I decided to pick few because everybody really have something to say. Like I said before, I am not going to lie to you. Whoever that did that, I mean, whoever, the man that have the nerves to hit a woman with a brick, I think they should find that man because this is wild. They should find him. He deserves to be in jail and no other place. He needs to be locked up or sent to somewhere that there is war where he can go to fight for other people. Because how do people wake up to do things like this? And I learned that something like this also happened in South Africa, but the girl lost her life. I mean, so this one surviving it was just a miracle. And I don't know. I mean, like, I am blaming the man more that did this. I am blaming him, and I think it's time we try our best also to raise our kids well, because I don't see how people and also have human feelings, because it looks like some people are no longer like their humanity is already lost. Because if you have if you are human enough, you understand that you cannot inflict pain on people just because they probably did not give you her she did not give you her number and all that. There is more. There is more to life than being stupid, because this is stupidity. And to the people that were out there watching, I think they should have, if they had acted right, I am sure something like this wouldn't have happened. I wasn't telling anybody to go fight and all that. There are ways people talk things out and make everybody part ways without even having to fight and all that. Talking calmly and trying to de-escalate what was already going on. But no, they did not do that. They watched the whole thing unfold, and even one of the guys actually came out to say that why would he even want to fight for a woman that I don't know, some of them had so many horrible things to say about women and all that. And that is something that each time I keep trying to understand how black men and black women are just falling apart, because probably a particular kind of women may have gone through some hard times with men and probably decided to be on their own. But then, they still come out to want to say some horrible things. Not all men. I am saying there are some that I see online trying to justify the hitting with, hitting that woman. I think there is nothing to justify there. And if you do not have something to say, just stay back, like, don't even come out to spew some rubbish and all that. Nobody deserves that. And I hope they find that, I hope they find that man. Let him face what he did. And I think this black man, this South African man, he made a lot of sense. And I think it's time we all come together. It's time to squash out all maybe the beef and all that, and understand that, man, we are the same, and we are more powerful when we are together than trying to, wake up to some beef and all that. That is not looking nice at all. And yeah, that is all I got to say, and see you all in my next video. Bye for now.